Afternoon, everyone. Check the time real quick. Forgot how much time I got. All right. Got like 40 minutes, so we're just gonna rush through this. I got 40 minutes, but it's good. It's cool. Well, 30 minutes, but it's cool. This video is gonna be on woo, you gotta do it. The N-word. You know, it's a lovely day. You know, post motherfucking, you know, African American, acknowledging my roots, my genes, all the shit that I got. So my motherfucking nappy ass male pattern baldness shit, I'm embracing all of it, you know, because I have high self-esteem and, you know, my shit is multifaceted and all that, like everybody, but whatever. Main thing's gonna be the N-word. So this kind of came up in a discussion that I was having with people over the weekend, and the discussion was about who can use the word. And you know, the main argument that you're usually seeing from black people is like, hey, like this word, this has a lot of history, there's a lot of history connected to this word. In an attempt to kind of own the negative connotation that came with the word, black people kind of say the N-word as a term of endearment. And, you know, even to an extent, even when it comes to people insulting each other, even when it comes to people insulting each other, and if and saying like the hard ER, if you're a black person, you can kind of say like the whole thing. You can kind of even say like nigger without like people having a problem with it, right? If you're black. The problem is that we see now is when it comes to creating criteria for what is black, there isn't one. I've seen physical characteristic of black. I've seen you are part of black culture. There's been so many different definitions when it comes to who's able to say the N-word because they're not black, and it's really interesting to me. One of the arguments that I heard was one of the ideas was so the physical characteristics of black melanin. Every single human being has melanin, okay? Black people have been expressed in so many different colors that you can't really ascribe the idea of if they don't look physically black or a certain skin tone that they're not black. That's not true. There are two black people who make a white kid. There are a black and a white person who can make a white kid. It's in this scenario that we came up, a girl had said the ER term in an insulting way, but she was partially black because one of her parents are black. People were shitting on her because they were saying she's not black, so she can't say the N-word. But it seemed like when people were pressed to determine what equates as black, considering the fact that she has a black mother, niggas are like, well, you look white, so you can't say it. But she's technically partially black at least, right? The concept of the social context of race is malleable. If I'm a black person and I have two black, there's another question that I had that nobody ever answered. If I'm black and I've never been in like black culture, or my black experience is different than most black people, am I not allowed to say the N-word? Who the fuck gonna stop me? Who would stop me? If I'm a black person who was raised around white people while both of my parents are black, and I don't really have the experience, let's say I'm kind of like a Republican black person. Can a Republican black person say the N-word? Now, I can see the context there, and I can see the implication based off the context. So if I'm around friends who know that I'm partially black, if I was this girl, and I said the hard ER in a joking manner of an insult, and people got mad, why would they be trying to use that as an excuse? Why would they try me being partially white as an excuse? I'm fully black, but I was just going in the situation, the scenario, that there are a variety of characteristics that you can use in order to be black. It doesn't have to be you're born when you were raised in black people. What about a white kid who was raised around black people? Can they say the N-word? What about Asian people who are around black people? Can they say the N-word? What about Hispanic people who live in America? Can't they? What about Hispanic people who live in New York? Can't they say the N-word? I don't think they're, you know, most of them are racist. But are you gonna stop them? Unironically, or, you know, all this together it still brings me back to, let me get a little bit more rude now and more hood, because I really don't get the point of being so hung up on the implications of a word when you're around people who are well aware that you're not saying it in a manner around them, or like making it like a conversation about like private versus public language. Like I'm so interested in the fact that black people are still having this conversation when black people are extremely homophobic, black people are extremely transphobic, black people kill each other all the fucking time, black people shit on different types of black people call people who have not lived the same poor terrible experience that they have, they call them coons. I'm really concerned about black people who are victims of their own identity and for some reason trying to gatekeep people on saying the N-word. Like, this is one of the biggest issues within the black community. It's really funny. So on my end, I was on the side of supporting this person. This is a fucking white, she's fucking partially black, nigga. Like, who cares about the fucking word? And I don't care. Like, niggas are getting shot every day. Niggas, y'all do dumb shit to each other every time. You concerned about a girl saying it, obviously in context, her being around nothing but black people, that it's a joke, insult. If I've said the N-word, ER, nigger, many times to these people, because it's been kind of an insult. Like, y'all are niggers. Like, y'all fucking, and to me it's kind of been a funny thing because I know they can't say anything to me. But again, what will be the justification for me not being able to say it? Obviously I know more about black shit than everybody else there, you know, in that situation. Obviously I'm not a racist. Obviously I don't hate black people. Obviously I'm not self-loathing. So in that situation, what would be the justification for not allowing me to say it? And I was like, you niggas are so concerned about some other shit that doesn't, there's so many other things that you can pay attention to when it comes to problems within the world. And with these very weird examples where like it's a white person, so it's really funny. So if I'm a black person and I'm a Republican, I can say nigga, where like you're a Republican and your views are literally perpetuated to hurt white people. But if you're white, you can say nigga. I mean, but if you're black, you can say nigga. But if I'm a black person and I'm biracial, so I'm part black, part white, I'm a Democrat, and I say the N-word, I can't say it? Come on. You niggas are tripping. And the black community for a long time has been on this stupid shit. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna continue doing it. I don't give a fuck who says the word. If I know a nigga's insulting me, I'm gonna know he's insulting me. And if they're engaged in the performative humiliation, insulting me, which is going to be indicative of their views, I'm going to have enough information at that point in time to determine if it was a joke insult or if it was an insult. Like, I'm not gonna, like, and obviously I don't make everyone say the N-word. I don't make all white people that I know say the N-word, but I have Korean friends. They say the N-word. I remember I was at Afropunk a couple years ago, and my friend was like nigga, and this black girl was like, oh, who can you say that word? And I had to stop and say, I got you, bruh, because I can win this argument easily. Now she's not black at all, but is she using it as a term of endearment? Do I ever hear her saying it as an insulting manner? Is she a Republican? Doesn't she have some characteristics that are indicative of being on my side, trying to improve my well-being as a minority when she's not black? But if there's someone who's black, it it still centers around the concept of what black means, because it seems like there isn't one. And if you're a certain type of black, you can still say the N-word. But if you are a white person who does more shit and you're advocating for more things that benefit black people, and you say the N-word, you can't say it. And it's because, but there isn't a clear reason. You know, I never got that. And I still don't. And my position on that, on the N-word and who can use it, if you are around people who you've had conversations with and you know their views and you are not black, you can say it. You have to check with them. Now, I'm gonna tell people this. It doesn't matter if there's a person like me around. Most black people aren't ready for the conversation about the N-word, because most black people aren't ready. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Most black people do not have not thought out the argument well enough to be able to have a nuanced discussion on it being acceptable to say the N-word or fucking words. It's a fucking word, my nigga. It's a word. Niggas dying out, man. Not only, well, I don't want to say that because words are very important, but like the context and what you're, and public and private language, you know, the fact that you're so concerned about that compared to other things is fucking mind-blowing. If you're a person who's not black and you want to say the N-word and some black people around you are fine with it, I'm gonna let you know most black people aren't ready for the conversation and you may get beat down. Out of the safe, for your safety, I would recommend only saying it around in private. Say that shit in private, because niggas can't stop you. Say it in private. Don't waste your time trying to push the conversation in public, because most black people are gonna fucking crowd you. Most black people are fucking morons. Most black people don't know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to fucking black issues. I would advise you to just not do that shit. Because it's not gonna, regardless of if you have the greatest argument or not, you don't have the tools to do it. Now, let me put another disclaimer. At the end of my video, I wanna make sure niggas know this. I am not going down the same route that people who are black, who don't like minorities are making. I'm not going down that route. I'm not going down the route of you being a fucking, you know, I'm not going down the route of you know, every white person can say it, because many people are white and they're Republicans and they just want to say it for no reason. So I'm not on that side of the people who are just white and they're actually kind of Republicans and they have this bad faith argument about, well, black people just say it, why can't I? I'm not going down that stupid ass route, because that's obviously a different argument. I'm talking about these specific instances where